Hello guys, and welcome to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at a map called Lost Valley Farm by Chris Gimble Gaming. This map can be found over at Chris Gimble Gaming's website, and there will be a link in the description below. When you download the map, it will basically be a zip file that has several other zip files in it. Looks like it has 6 zip files within the download zip. And in addition to that, there is a nice text document that helps give some background on the map. I'm not going to read the entire text document because it does go into quite a bit of detail, but I will just read off the opening section. He says, "Thank you for downloading my map. I sincerely hope you enjoy it. The map is a standard size map that was built on a multi-fruit base. Basically, this map was built on a Stevie map over at PCSG. I know Stevie has uploaded a blank starter map for anyone that wants to get into map making. And in that starter map, he basically has lots of his production facilities and other things basically hidden underneath the map that you can use. And that appears to be what Chris Gimble used for the production of this map. This farm is based on a fictitious area in the United States, and the farming is moderate to hard because of the terrain. A seasons mod in the map, the weather conditions in the winter could really change the game here. So this map, as you can see by the title slide here, this map does support seasons. It does have the snow mask. Fields are a mix of natural fields and square cornered fields, which all have missions on them. And the size and mix of medium to large fields with a couple of small ones for crops that you do not need a large amount of. Sell points include 2 mills, the market, McDonald's, some auto sell points. There is also straw sales on the map. And then he goes on to give some more details. One thing he does say is milk does not auto sell. We'll have to deliver milk to the milk sell point, which is the IGA, or Independent Grocers. It's basically a grocery store in town. There is also the Castor meat processing factory on the map. So let's take a look at the mods that are included. So ignore everything above the gator. These are obviously not included with the map. But included with the map is this trailer. This trailer you will need to use in the beer production. Basically, he says, there is a beer brewery in town, and it runs on wheat, barley, and water. You must use the BD trailer in this pack to move the pallets and sell at the Lost Valley Brewhouse up near the road at the BGA. So this is the BD trailer. Animal trailer and the cattle trailer, these are mods that relate to the Castor food processing. If you wish to take animals to food processing, you'll need these 2 trailers. And the Schmitz Cooliner trailers, these are what is used also by the Castor mod in order to basically take the product from there and sell at the sell point. Let's see here. It goes into fairly decent detail. The main silo, he says, holds 5 million liters per item. And down at the cow yard, there's a small silo that holds 1.5 million liters of cow and pig feed, as well as grass and other feed products. There's storage for biofuel on the farm. The large yellow tank holds 750,000 liters of fuel. And there's fertilizer and seed storage also that holds 500,000 liters of each. And then at the bottom, he gives a link to all of his various social networks. So we're going to go ahead and leave all of these mods selected, except for the DLCs. We know there's no need to pick those. And we'll get rid of the Jeep. So let's go ahead and check the log. There is a warning here that relates to a CK Gaming. Basically try to put a custom brand in the shop, and it kicks a little bit of an error. Or a little bit of a warning. It's not really an error. So here we are at the map. As you can see, there's a clean log. So let's go ahead and look at the map itself. The map consists of 26 fields. We have a round field here. That's rather interesting shaped. This field here has no number whatsoever. Um, Now it may not be a field. It may be trees. We need to take that. So here's our crop types. We have all of our standard crops, including oat, spelt, millet, rye, triticale, and sorghum. Take a look and see what fields we own. We start out by owning fields 1, 15, 16, and 17. Now there is also a vast amount of grass on this map that you're going to be able to make use of. Even though we start this video on hard mode, you can see that we start out with some crops. We start out with 30,000 liters of wheat, 14,000 liters of barley, 14,000 liters of canola, 30,000 liters of sunflowers, 13,000 liters of soybeans and corn. We start with 30,000 liters of sugar beets. See some of the other products that we produce here. Start with 50,000 liters of forage. Start with some straw, hay, pig food, grass, and silage already in storage. There you can see all the other products that you can make. You can see all of the various sell points. Interestingly enough, the BGA takes potatoes in addition to liquid fertilizer, manure, slurry, digestate, forage, silage, straw, grass, and hay. See there all the various sell points. Here's the starting equipment. We start with a fair bit of equipment. Nothing is leased at the start. Let's go ahead and take out a loan. All right, there we go. And we start with 10 of each animal type. We start with 10 sheep, 10 pigs, and 10 cows. Although there is nothing in the food areas or water. So if you do play with seasons, you need to get food in these animal areas before the end of day 1, or your animals will die off. I don't think you'll kill off all 10, but you will kill off a percentage of them for every day that you don't feed them. So if you do play with seasons, either use the food that is provided in the silo to start out with, or sell your animals right off so you don't have to worry about them dying on you. And even though he said that the silo has a 5 million capacity, it's showing here at 1.5 million, 1.5 million liters. Let's go ahead and drop this down to real time. Let's take a look at the starting equipment. Start with 3 tractors, ranging horsepower from 250 to 435 horsepower. So we start with some pretty big tractors. Front loader arms, bucket and or pallet and bale forks. Start with the Lizard TX415 semi and the large New Holland harvester with corn and grain headers. Start with 2 decent sized tippers, the large horse cultivator, Salford plow, horse seeder, and the Amazon seeder, fertilized spreader, and a couple weights, nice disc spine, and our windrower. Decent size forage wagon, round baler, and our water trailer. Let's go ahead and piece up our gator. And you can see here in the shop we have JD Mods. This is the, and I'll go ahead and lease this so you can see it at the store. Narrow tractor tires or wide tractor. And we have Castor Food. Have the trailers. I'll go ahead and lease those. Pretty much like the normal trailers, except they've been customized to accept specific fill type at the Castor food product place. Let's see if there's another one here. So no, let's go ahead and get that one. Get that one with the trailer hitch so we know what the difference is. Why is there one in miscellaneous and the other is over here in Castor? Let's go ahead and take a look around the farm. So right up here at the start is our house. And we come down here, we've got a fairly open main farmyard. So here we have our tractors and our various equipment. Forage our wagon. Seeder, at least our small seeder. Round baler. Here we have a customized repair point. And here we have the rest of the equipment. Over here. And this is the standard silo system that you will see on Stevie maps. Complete with the information board. There. Now this map was not built with the template that is designed for sugarcane, so you won't see sugarcane on the information board, and I would dare to bet that the map will not support sugarcane as a product crop, so I wouldn't really try to plant with it. Over here we have storage for seed, fertilizer, and liquid fertilizer. We have our spreader, and you can see we start with 30,000 liters of seed and solid fertilizer and 30,000 liters of liquid fertilizer. Here we have a fill point for what I believe is digestate or slurry. And here we have our harvester in here. Now this is a rather interesting spawn point for our header. Now, I did test this off camera. You can bring the harvester over here and attach this and get it out. Otherwise you can just go and hit reset. You know, that's one thing we haven't done. Let's see if we can't. There it is. Hit reset and see what happens. So our reset point is outside at the main farm here. There's our plow, and here's our large diesel storage. And we don't start with any diesel fuel. Oh, no, sorry, we start with 10,000 liters of diesel fuel already ready to go. Pretty good deal there. I don't know how much diesel fuel I've used on a map, but I don't know if I've used 10,000 liters of diesel fuel at all. All right. Let's go ahead and zoom on out here. Love this gator because it's got a camera that can go way out. Nice, good view of things. And let's go ahead and motor here across the street. Wanted to motor across the street. Across the street from the main house is another little yard. And in this yard we have a storage point here for what appears to be just a tip anywhere. This does have collisions on it, so you could tip potatoes, beets, or whatever in here. We do have a seed master that is already filled with stock. So we have what looks like 26,000 and some liters of liquid fertilizer and probably 54,000. No, it's probably closer to 60,000 liters of seed or of grain. And we already have 6,250,000 or 66,250 liters of seed already made and ready to go. Down here we have a large storage shed with our disc vine and windrow. You'll see here behind this shed, got a pretty decent area of grass. All ready to go. Field 15 is planted in grass. All we need to do is fertilize this thing. And we are going to get a massive. Now we're probably want to come in here and fill this in. This is where the map author was painting the grass and just skipped a little bit of a triangle here. No big deal. We can just come in and put some regular grass in there and be done with it. Let's see that. Let's go ahead and look. Field 15 is a giant field of grass. Let alone you got all this grass here to deal with. Got all of this grass over here. And there's a fair bit of grass around all of the fields. So while we're on our way over here, we might as well check out the animal areas. They're all over here. So let's just go to the sheep area first. Here's where our wool will spawn. And this map does have an auto sell point for wool. Let's see where icon. So we could take the wool to Mabel's spinnery, or we could just let it. Or wool sales. Now wool sales is right here. This is the auto sell point. Wool sales will always be lower taking it to the spinnery. But if you run out of time and you don't get a chance to take it away, just leave the pallets here. They will eventually start spawning and move over here to the auto sell point. Put your grass and your water. And here's where we unload our sheeps. So we already have some, but we're going to go ahead and just buy a couple more. And there's your sheepies. Just a nice little area for them to get in out of the weather. Alright, let's head on over to the cow area. Oh, we do have mud on the map, as you have just saw. Alright, so here we have a TMR machine. We put grass, silage, and straw in here, and we will get TMR out of the pipe off the side. Here we have our cow shed, standard Farm Sim 17 cow shed with manure and liquid manure slurry points. Along silage trough here are our mixed rations trough. We are going to get our milk when we go to sell our milk. And here's where we buy some more cows. In here, let's go ahead and just look. Probably be faster if we get our gator and get a eyes in the sky view. Gotta find the water trough and the other grass trough. Alright, here they are. Watch out for this dip here. Here we have the water trough. My tires are still slippery from the mud. That's what caused that spin out. Here's the grass trough. We have our BGA, or our silage bunker, not a BGA, but our silage bunker here for the cows. Directly in front of us, we have the Silage Fermentation silos. So if you don't want to deal with the compacting and the leveling and all of that fun jazz, you can just bring and put your grass, chaff, or silage in here, and over time it will produce silage, and you'll pull that out of the spout. And this is the storage area that was mentioned in the text document. This should accept all of the and our pig food elements, all of the various crops that go into pig food, as well as pig food, and it should accept, I think, everything that goes into mixed rations as well as mixed rations itself. So over here we have our water at the windmill, water tank here. We have another house up here, and this is where our free-range chickens grow, or basically are. And around the back, we have the egg collection point. So this is where our eggs will spawn. It's kind of hidden around back, so you might have a hard time finding where the eggs are. There you go. And then we'll go over here to our Piggly Wigglies. Did a little spin out there. Just this way. I don't know what the pigs did, but they get a nice view here. They almost get a beach. Come down here and dip your toes in a little water here. Nice hard day. Probably a smelly beach given the presence of the pigs here, but at any rate, we got our manure and our slurry points here. And then we have our pig food machine. Now in here we can put potatoes or sugar beets, even though it just says potatoes, sunflowers, canola, or soybeans, and then maize, so corn, wheat, or barley go in here, and all that will produce pig food. Nice storage shed here where you can put your straw bales or any other equipment that you may use to care for your piggies. And we've got our food trough. We have our unload point. And here we should have the water trough because it's a pretty standard pig area. Then we have another storage closure over there. All right. Take a look. And we might as well just work our way around the map clockwise. So we're going to find our way. We've got these trees that aren't vertical. That's great. Love it when trees are not perfectly straight up and down. Go ahead and check out some field prices here. Check out field 3 and field 14 here. Field 14 is 4.13 hectares at $334,000. Now let's go on over here to field 3. Field 3 is 4.74 hectares, $383. Okay. Chances at the same size. Check out field 4. Oh, that's interesting enough. 2.9 hectares, 209, $168,000. Okay. 94 hectares, point or 0.94. Okay. Let's check out field 20. 16.48 hectares, $1.3 million. Okay, so that was just a fluke where these two are close to the same size, and therefore I thought maybe we had an issue with field definitions, and they were all basically going to report as being the same size. Over here on the map, we have the Stevie Greenhouses. These greenhouses take water, manure, and compost. There are 5 greenhouses, and under this shed there are 6. These. There are definitely 5 greenhouses. Oh wait, what's down here? Okay, that's another one. Alright, so there are 5 greenhouses and 5 conveyor belts for the 5 greenhouses. And then we have down here, this is a sapling production facility. This will make pallets of saplings. Let's go ahead and check out the information screen. Tree pallets is what it makes. And all of these, of course, except water, manure, and compost. Conveniently, they are nicely labeled. And we have a little spot of each here to basically tell us what goes in where. And again, these will auto-sell. There's nothing you need to do. Pallet will spawn here. I think 2 pallets will spawn, and then the 3rd pallet will roll the first pallet into the auto-sell zone. And they'll just keep auto-selling from that point forward. Alright. Let's try to not top the gator. It's like a tree buried down in the ground in order to get some interesting bushes. So we're going to go up here to Lost Valley Mill and Lost Valley Windrow. Obviously, the windrow is going to buy our hay, straw, and grass. Might as well just jump in cab here and just take a look around. Nice rolling fields, rolling hills, countryside there on the field. Large grass headland there. Plenty of harvestable trees. Here we have a fairly flat section of the map, and then here we go off. That field's got quite the hill on it back there. All right. So here we are at the windrow. So over here, we will buy our grass, hay, and straw. We can purchase liquid fertilizer here. This is a sell point for our grain. And around the back should be a buy point for solid fertilizer. And it's not where they buy your fertilizer. This is where you can buy fertilizer, liquid or solid. Right. Go ahead and cut it across country down here to the Brewhouse and Eastern Slope. God, this field. Cow. Let's put potatoes are in this thing. This is, oh my God. There's some serious going on there. Oh, that's some serious action there. Alright, so again, we have a fairly large area of grass here. Down here by the Brewhouse. Now, this is where you will sell the beer that you produce. And again, you're going to need that special trailer that we're going to see once we get to the store. Then here we have a sell point. So I like to go ahead and drive over sell points when I can, just to make sure we don't fall through. And then we have our BGA. Dip on in. See if we entrance. And we have 2 Silo Kings at the BGA. But we can come in here and we can tip product into this one or this one. You'll see we have 2 digital readouts. They both have a limit, likely of 50,000 liters. So if you roll in here with a big trailer that holds more than 50,000 liters, you could dump 50,000 into one and the remainder in the other. Since we have 2 Silo Kings, we have 2 digestate tanks. Here's one digestate tank, and here's the other. And they will both fill up, so if you run out of digestate from one, get digestate from the other. Over here we have a fertilizer and fuel factory. So what happens here is you bring your digestate and you fill it here. Get liquid fertilizer out of there. Get solid fertilizer out of here, and fuel out of there. Here we have an interesting facility that produces manure. Bring straw, put it in here. Bring liquid manure, put it in here. It's liquid manure. Let's check the information board. Yep. Liquid manure or digestate in there. And you get manure out of here. And you can basically just come under the spout and fill there. Here is a compost sell point. You can sell your compost. Should be a compost master around here somewhere. And then here we have our large bunkers, our BGA bunkers. You can see the chaff, the fill indicators showing up. See where the triggers are with relation to the end of the bunker. And this is going to be probably a liquid manure and slurry buy point. Let's figure out which one's which. Right, so the one directly in front of us is digestate, and the one to the right of us is slurry. So you can sell digestate here, or you can sell your unused slurry here. All right. Let's get on. Program. I'm going to go ahead and loop on around. And we're going to follow this road all the way into town. Another field over there with a fairly nice a hillside field. But nothing tops this bad boy over here. There it is. Ooh, that one's a nasty one. We have a, looks like we've got some storage down here, storage shed. We can store bales down here if you wish, store other equipment. Just going to stay in cab for a little bit. So here we have our fuel point. So buy diesel fuel if we need to, although we have plenty of means to produce fuel. We have Dunkin' Donuts. That doesn't appear to be a sell point of anything. It's just a decorative building. 4 sell points. Now here's the IGA, and it did say that you would sell your eggs at the IGA. And what else did it say you could sell here? Milk. This is where you deliver your milk. It's maybe where you bring your wool. Go ahead and take a look around front and see if it seems to be a kind of here's what that is. See if the IGA is a sell point. Well, it's not showing up here on the there on the PDA, so I'm not sure what that is. Bakery. Now this is not on the PDA. It appears to be a sell point. And then we have our McDonald's, which is a sell point. Interestingly enough, there's a grain dump, and McDonald's, as it should happen, will buy wheat, barley, and potatoes. And that is it. I thought I had saw another building up here. Oh, we got a pond down here. It's just a house. There we've got another egg sell point. Not going to yeah, we don't want to drive too far into there. We don't want to lose ourselves. It does look like you could probably bring a trailer in there and get free water. There's the spinnery. Where we sell our wool. So you can see with respect to the town is. The town is right there. There's McDonald's. And here is the beer brewing facility. And it looks like, oh, it's just lit up. So we barley, wheat, and water. So we put barley in one of these, wheat in the other one, and water right here. Now with this particular mod, it's best if you back in this way, as opposed to try to drive through this way. Just saying. And right here you'll get pallets of beer that will Victoria Bitter spawn. And you'll sell that over at the other the pub, which we already saw. And like I said, you'll need to use that special trailer. Got a fairly large forest or left. Just going to... I guess we need to go in it to check out that Logan's. So we are going to go in cab because we don't need to be fighting all these little trees. Tree there. So, here's where we bring our logs. If we wish to grind whole logs into wood chips, you'll dump your logs in there. And you'll get your wood chips out of here. Then we just have a nice storage build. Oh, that darn mud. Alright, down here we have a factory that takes logs and looks like it produces barrels, pallets, and crates. Your logs right there, and you will get out 3 products. You will get pallets, barrels, and cargo boxes, and they will auto sell there with the triggers. Ready. It's trying to pull up. Alright. Still need to Logan's. Try to get there now. What's that? So Logan's must be down over here. Little frame hit there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Here's the road into Logan's. She can be a cruel little beast. So Logan's is right here, and Logan's is Tim's tables. You basically bring logs and drop logs in here. Pallets of tables will appear and sell there. So once you feed this with logs, you don't really need to do anything else other than periodically come back and feed it again. It will run and sell on its own. And down here we have our standard, ooh, it's a heck of a hill. We have our standard Farm 17 lumber mill. Log pond. We have our wood chip sell point. And we have our log sell point. Oh. Right. Let's see. Here is that large other area of grass that I was talking about. Look at that. That is huge grass area. All for the prime and taking. Mud. Not too bad, but it is a little annoying from time to time. Alright, so here we have a large area that you can put placeables down, should you so wish. Over here we have the animal buy point. We're not really coming into it the way that we should with the road, but at any rate, here's the animal buy point. And while the triggers aren't marked, I'm assuming that they're going to be over here. There you go. Oh my, look at this field. This complex of fields. We got field 21. Look at that thing. That is a rather fun looking field. Here's the shop. Let's go ahead and take a look at these items. This is the trailer that you need to use with respect to the beer production. Okay. This trailer will hold the beer pallets and will sell at the beer sell point. This Joskin trailer and this semi-trailer, this is the animal trailer you need to use to take your animals to the Castor food mod. This is the cargo bowl that was in the Castor section. This is the cargo bowl that you will use to sell your product from the Castor. And then this is the one that was under miscellaneous. This is a custom branded Chris Gimbal Gaming cargo bowl, Lost Valley Meats. And it looks like you can use this also to some sausage. At any rate, you can use this to also, it appears, sell over at the Castor food processing. See that refrigerators have, or coolers have nice spinning fans on them. And speaking of Castor, where is it, you might ask? Well, let me just show you. Here we can sell fuel. And here it is. So here's the Castor food or meat processing plant. The way this works is you'll bring your live animals over here and you will unload them. You'll have to back it up into there a little bit. This delivery is for cows, pigs, and sheep. Any animal can go in there. And after a little bit of time, you will get out of here sausage and out of here meat or steaks. So you have to back a trailer in here and fill and then sell, and come back and fill this trailer and sell it. You can't fill both with the same trailer at the same time. Another shed. It's general storage. Maybe you can store your cargo bowls there. Here we have fill points for bulk fill points for seed fertilizer and liquid fertilizer. And around the back here we have another sell point. This is a sell point for liquid fertilizer, and we can sell manure that can be split right here. All right. Let's see here. We need to get back up here to Southside Mill and straw sales. We didn't see them. So here we have mill storage. This is a... Jump out of here. This is a storage building. Store additional crop. Hence the information board. Lights here. They were supposed to go right. And this is where we fill our storage shed. And across the street we have the sell point. Here. This is a sell point, and that is a storage point. Alright, so down here we have a straw sales. Kind of a hole there in the bridge, but at any rate, we have our straw sales point. Really nice view. We got trees that grow right down into the water. Pretty cool. Haven't really seen that before. Now let's shoot across country and get back over here to the Southside Mill and straw sales, and then we'll shoot back over to Dusty's flour. While we're going over here, we can kind of check out some of these weird fields. This weird old field here. Definitely not flat, and we got a little grove of trees kind of growing in the middle of it. So don't be worried too much about how the crop is here. That's just how the default crop was planted. If you buy this field, you'll be able to plant all the way out here to the edge. It's just when the map author painted the field, basically stamped the crop on it, he didn't hit all the edges. So guys, I had went and well, I had muted the mic, and I had completely forgotten that I muted the mic because I was coughing and clearing my throat there, and I just kept on going and kept on talking and had no clue that I had muted the thing. So I'm doing a little bit of a voiceover now. So as we come up here, we've got a church up here on the hill, a nice decorative church, and we've got the sell point and a industry coming up here. We're going to carefully drive down over the hill here and try not to wreck. There we go. Made that there. We're going to go ahead and go around on the side and go ahead and drive through the cell point and make sure we don't fall through the holes. Sometimes on maps the collisions aren't quite lined up. And see if we can't weed our way here through the... Oh my. Yep. So that happened. Discovered that we had kind of rolled over. So we're just going to cheat at this point. And right here we've got a hay, straw, and grass cell point. We go ahead and clear that marker kind of high up in the sky there. But this is where we can come sell our hay, grass, and straw. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to jump into a tractor back at the main farm and drive over to the mill. Alright, so we got our tractor here, drop the weight, and just going to head on out here, trying to figure out which way we need to get going. And turn on up the hill there. Looks like we've got a field of possibly potatoes planted there. Field 25 is potatoes starting out. There's our compost master. Alright, so now we know where that is. And let's make our way right on down here. So let me know what you think. We've got another map of Chris Gimbal Gaming that we're going to put up in the channel next week. Also, I think this is one of the first maps I've seen that have used Stevie's map template. As far as a map that is openly released. And down here, the way this works is you'll bring grain, like wheat or barley, and you'll tip it in here. And let's not get stuck in there. So you'll bring and dump your grain in there, and then pallets of flour will appear here, and they'll move along the conveyor belt and sell. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please consider clicking the like button. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. We do map videos every Tuesday and Thursday typically, and we have a Let's Play series currently on Midtown, USA. That will be starting tomorrow, actually. And those on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you heard it here first. Midtown, USA, starting tomorrow. That map is currently not released, but will be releasing very soon over at FSUK. So until next time, guys, happy farming.